Hello. I thought I'm gonna do a video about how I managed to eliminate Snoop's yeast growth and ear infections. I just wanted to talk about this for a while. I just didn't get around to do a video, and I just want to get it out there because it's so important that a lot of other people know about it, as this is a very big subject to a lot of people. As I can hear, I've seen so many people talk about it, that they have itchy dogs, yeasty dogs. What can I do to prevent it? Or what can I do to treat my dog's paws, to treat my dog's ears? It is not good to treat symptoms. The yeasty ears, the itchy paws, the yeast on the skin, the itchy dog is a symptom. It's not the cause. It's been a while. I adopted Snoopy 2020, which was a while ago, 6 years now. And it started a year after I adopted him. When I was in Italy, that's where I adopted him from, he already suffered back then with yeasty ears, and I did have no knowledge that I have these days about the things that he had back then. So I treated him with topical treatments, with steroids, with ear gels, with everything back then, what we had on hand. It went away for a while, it came back, and that was the cycle. And it got worse when I moved to the UK. And worse, I mean about a year after we got here, he started vomiting every single night. He had such itchy paws that he literally was ripping the skin of his paws, like he was eating away his paws. That's how itchy he was, or uncomfortable, I would say. And it was heartbreaking to watch this because I had no idea what to do. Back then I was feeding kibble still, and I tried so many brands of kibble varieties. I had no idea what to look for. All I was looking at was the money side of things, how cheap that brand was and how well known the brand was and stuff like that. I did not look at ingredients. I had no idea of what to look for. All I looked at was changing the proteins around, which was mainly pork, beef, chicken, lamb, all that stuff that you can get in the supermarkets basically and online, which was fairly reasonable priced, and all just around kibble. And I had no idea what to look for. I got to the point that I just had enough of vet visits, as they just kept referring me to steroids. I literally started injections after 2 years, giving him injections for when the pollen was high. It was around May, June, July, the most crazy time. Back then I didn't do a diary of the symptoms and what I did about it. I was just too overwhelmed and confused of what's going on with him. I'd love to fix him back then, but I didn't have a clue what to do. And just seeing this dog suffer every day was just horrible for me to watch. He had behavioral issues as well, jumping and barking at every single thing that was running around, and I just didn't know what it was. Was it because I neutered him? Was it because he didn't have enough exercise? I didn't know what to do and where to look for the cause and why all this stuff was happening. And the vets were no help. As I said, they were referring me to injections and tablets and seasonal allergy tablets and stuff like that, and all of that was just temporary relief, really. It was nasty. It was really nasty to see, jumping into the vets, spending over $100 every time just to get an injection for a few weeks, and seeing him calm down instantly. That was nice. that was nice, but then a few weeks later it all started all over because the effects were wearing off. And I did not realize back then what I did to this dog when I did that. I just noticed that after a long time of research on steroid injections and steroid tablets and all that stuff. And it's not good for the immune system because all the good bacteria that are still in the gut and the immune system, you're just wiping them out basically with it. Plus, you're numbing the whole immune system, making it impossible for it to respond in proper response. And I did not realize that back then whatsoever. And yeah, after a while, now this year, breakthrough, after I said you can watch that video of last September as well, our vet story of when I decided I don't want to do all this jumping back and forth anymore. And that's when I started to realize more and more things and digging into more articles about root causes and how to treat properly, as unfortunately the vets are not trained to treat. They are trying to treat symptoms, and that makes you come back. That's why I'm saying ear infections, itchy paws, yeasty skin are symptoms. They're not the cause. That's the body telling you alarm bells, and you need to treat the underlying root cause instead of treating the symptoms like that, what I just mentioned. And I did not realize that back then. It was just like a lot of people these days, that they struggle trying to change the food, nothing changes. Like with me, I changed to home cooked first and made things a little bit better. On top of all that, he had vomiting going on, chronic vomiting in the morning, every morning, which was very heartbreaking to see because it obviously is hard on the stomach and the throat if you throw up regularly. And I didn't know what to do about that either, and read a lot more into this bile vomiting, just to say I fixed it all. I have fixed it all, which is amazing. So I started digging into root causes on how to fix it all, and what I found out will very much surprise you. Is a lot of people that will not realize this or don't want to hear about it, but if you want to stick around, that's fair enough. Just stick with me of how I explain things and why I did the way I did it. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you out there that say I have enough. I have enough of all this. This dog is suffering since years and I can't find out what's going on. So the hard truth is, kibble is bad. I say that because of my own dog's experience. I'm not talking about one dog, I'm talking about both dogs, as I have two, and the other one wasn't as bad on it, but she had trouble. My dog, as I said, vomited. The one that I'm talking about is Snoops. He vomited every night. All of a sudden it started and it did not stop. And every single night he vomited about the same time. Plus, when he vomited, the kibble came back out in whole. I'm pretty sure a lot of you can relate to that as well. And I was shocked. I was shocked that this stuff wasn't digested more than 6 hours later, because I was feeding about 5 to 6 in the evening and he vomited around, I think it was 12, 1-ish, 1, 2, and it's still whole. It's still not digested. And I was shocked. I was like, what the heck is going on here? So yeah, it's one sign of like, why the heck do you feed kibble? I don't understand. It's not their natural diet anyway. They don't find kibble in the wild. And why would you feed it? Oh yeah, because it's convenient, isn't it? As it was for me. Get it delivered, open the bag. I had a 12-kilo bag all the time. Lasted me 3 weeks. Was somewhat cheap. And yeah, just scoop it out, put some wet food on it, and you're done. You know, it's super easy, convenient for us, but not for the dogs. I changed to home cooked, and I did an elimination trial with some foods. Back then I was, with the home cooked diet, I was still feeding chicken, as I was recommended that by the vets, They had no idea what to tell me because they're not trained on nutrition. They are just trained on medicating and doing that stuff. Don't get me wrong, I do not condemn vets. I still am with vets, and I still go there in terms of if you have an emergency. And I do not say don't go to vets. That's not what I'm saying. They are still helpful for things like emergencies and broken bones and yeah, stuff like that. Definitely worth it. You need to go. And yeah, as well as emergencies, if there's an ear inflammation happening, just go there too and get the thing to calm down, because it obviously is making the dog uncomfortable and in pain. It's not good. So definitely go for that. But unfortunately they're not trained in nutrition, in proper nutrition. They even told me to maybe see a nutritionist because they're not good in this. Also, after years of trial and error with me asking the vet what the heck's going on, and they just gave me the shrugs. They literally just did this and didn't know what I could do, what else I could do. I was just shocked. They were even telling me that they were amazed that I kept going with this dog and I didn't euthanize him yet. And I'm like, what? Why would I do that? I was so determined to fix this dog that I just didn't even think in the slightest to actually do this. I was so shocked that I would hear this from a vet, and back then I didn't realize that this is actually common practice from people. They just go there and say, I have enough, just put them down. I'm like, what? Wow, this is crazy. This is actually crazy for me to think of. It's like, I definitely want to get this dog better. And I did, guys, I did. I know I'm doing a lot of talking next to it, but just please stay with me. After the vets weren't able to help me and said, good luck with it, you're on your own, basically, I definitely was determined to find out. And I did. I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of blog search. I did a lot of holistic vet search and what they're saying about it. And after a lot of digging to make this whole thing short, I found out about the root cause of this whole thing. And it will surprise you that the root cause is the gut. If the gut is imbalanced, everything else on the body screams, help me out. This is not right. So this is the reason that the root cause that you need to fix. And I did not know that back then. All these years, I had no idea. I had no idea because there wasn't many articles out on it either. And therefore, I only found that out in a couple years ago, I think, a year or two ago. So, fixing the root cause. He had itchy paws during high pollen season. I did not make the connection until last year. I started the diary 3 years ago just to track symptoms and stuff, and it just makes total sense now. Everything makes total sense. Please, if you have these symptoms with your dog, if you can, write a little diary every single day. How he was eating, what he was eating, how much he was eating, how much supplements you were giving him, what supplements you were giving him, what he reacts to, what he doesn't react to. All these things, write them down because they're important. You can look them up in a year's time and half a year's time, whenever that stuff repeats itself, and you can see the patterns. That's how I did it, and that's how I found out too. Because there are patterns to it, and that makes it easier to identify the problem. So yeah, it made sense. As well as he was reacting to mold. I'm living in a van, as you maybe noticed. We had mold issues, as most of vans have. They haven't got proper ventilation systems, which we don't have. And in the UK, it's raining a lot during winter. And blah 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 blah. One thing came to another, and we had more problems. And he reacted to it as well as my other dog. So that gave him ear infections, which I had drawn the connection to very late as well as the gut imbalance and seasonal allergies. pollen. The pollen thing is a big factor as well that he struggles to as well, because, as I said, the whole thing, seasonal allergies, pollen allergies, mold reactions, and food reactions, protein reactions, are all related to an imbalanced gut. And itchy paws, ear infections, yeast, stuff like that, vomiting, stuff like that. Imbalanced gut, guys. Imbalanced gut. I can't repeat it long enough, like so many times. It is so important that you check your dog's gut out. There's tests for it that you can do to see what bacteria are missing, what you can do to replace them, and stuff like that. So there is tests out there that are not that expensive, but it's well worth the money if you want to fix this, as well as get off the kibble. I did kibble, I stopped it. I did wet food, I stopped it. I went to home cooked, and I would have stayed at home cooked if I wouldn't live in a van. That's the main reason why I stopped doing this, because raw food is just more convenient in my situation. Plus, you have single proteins that you can feed as well. I just had to look up a few companies. I can pop a video in the description about the company reviews that I did for the UK raw food companies. Only UK, because I'm in the UK. If you want to check those out, they're in the description. I'll just pop a link in. Yeah, so I stuck with raw food and I never go back to kibble. It is just impossible for me to do this, because after what I know about it, it's just not good for your dog. Highly processed and highly heated and food additives and everything. It's just, I know what a lot of people say, it's such a controversial subject, this kibble situation. It's been man-made, it's never been out there, it's man-made. Dogs are not supposed to eat it, they wouldn't find kibble in the wild, and therefore it's not good for them, it's not good for the digestive system, it ruins the good bacteria, including other things, but that's not the video for it. How did I fix it? I found out about it through research, through year-long observation, that the gut needs fixing, and research and all that. So what did I do about it? There's a few factors coming into this. It's not just one thing and one treatment. It is a few things coming together that needs to be made aware too. It's not like you go to the vets, get a single pill, and that fixes it, which it isn't. So therefore, there's a few things, and that is, I did slippery almond marshmallow to stop the bile vomiting in the morning. I would not suggest feed more food if you have a dog that does that in the morning. Do not do it. In my opinion, it is wrong to feed more. A dog should get fed less instead of more, to get the digestive system working properly and have a rest as well. Because if you feed more, the digestive system has to work more and the dog doesn't get proper rest. So therefore, if you feed once or twice a day, no treats, the dog's digestive system gets a proper rest as well. And that's one thing that could fix this bile vomiting. The second thing I did was obviously slippery almond marshmallow powder, which I give sometimes in the evenings. If you start this out new, if you just experimenting with it, my arm's getting heavy, guys. If you're just experimenting with it, do it every evening and see how it works. Just try it for a week or two. That stuff is instant. It works within half an hour. It literally does. At least for my dog it did. It is so instant. And it's so soothing. It soothes the digestive tract. It makes a layer around the inside of the digestive tract, and it forms a protective layer basically. Makes it all calm down. And it's good for inflammatory stuff. So therefore, yes, try this for a week or two and see if it improves the thing. It can be fed long term, which is amazing. And on top of that, I did a lot of things environmental. I changed obviously to raw food, which is the food side of things. You can do home cooked if you want to, it's up to you, but please don't do kibble, it's just not gonna work. I did environmental stuff. I did change the laundry detergent that I had back then. I used to buy it from the supermarket. I changed to a natural one. I stopped buying room sprays. I stopped buying scented candles from the supermarket. I'm using now essential oils to do my own stuff. Essential oils, if you want to know which essential oils are good for dogs and bad for dogs, I can make a video on that too. Just let me know in the comments. I was very cautious about back then of what I can use for the dogs, what I can't, so I did a bit of research on what I can use and what I can't use. If you want me to talk about it, let me know. I stopped using prevention, conventional worm and tick prevention, flea and tick, so I do that naturally now too. I stopped the injections and the tablets for the seasonal allergies, as I obviously found out that there are seasonal allergies because of the leaky gut. It's called leaky gut, by the way. You can look that up if you want. I started giving mushroom powder. It's very good for immune system balance and skin and coat. So I started that, as well as Boulardii, Saccharum boulardii, in order to stabilize the gut bacteria. A lot of people use it for travels to prevent diarrhea, or if they have diarrhea they take it, and it helped my dogs immensely at the start in order to get things going in the right direction. Boulardii is the thing for me to start off with. It's very gentle, and you can't do much wrong with it. Just start off with a very tiny amount and just build up to the right amount that you should give. Food elimination trials, guys, is very important. I talked about that in one of my other videos, depending on which one is gonna go up first. Food elimination trial is key in order to calm the gut down, and to give a protein that he doesn't react to, or that your dog doesn't react to. Mine, I found out about venison and rabbit. That's one of the common ones that are used in elimination trials because you don't usually feed that. Try that out, it really helps. What I did for allergy stuff for pollen season, I did nettle. I pick it myself. I dry nettle, pick it myself, dry, and crumble it up into a powder and use it every day during pollen season, which is now, when did I start? April, May this year until now. I keep continuing on doing this until pollen season is over, and he gets that daily. Both my dogs get that daily, and it helps absolutely amazingly. I would not recommend quercetin. A lot of people go for quercetin, but my dogs have reacted very badly to it. Even the tiniest amounts upset their stomachs. And I would recommend nettle instead, which is way gentler, and you can give it long term. Like I said, during the season, during the pollen season. So these are the main things that I've been giving, as well as probiotics and digestive enzymes, in order to help the stomach and the digestive tract to get things moving easier. And that helps absolutely insanely good in order to get things going better. That is not a 1 week fix. I've been doing this now over half a year, and we are adjusting things as we go slowly. It's a very long process, guys, and finding out what's wrong and what works and what doesn't. As I said, it's a long process and you need patience and time for it. And yeah, that's my process, that's my findings, and we're still on it, and we're still working with it, and it's not going to be finished, this story, as it's a lifelong lesson, it's a lifelong journey, and we're still on this journey, but it works absolutely amazing. And that's why I wanted to say, guys, if you want to try it out, do it. If you want help, I'm here for you. If you want to book a one-on-one, just email me, link is in the description. I have my email down below. If you're unsure, if you don't want to do it yourself, I'm absolutely happy to help you. I just want to help way more people with their animals that are suffering the same situation as my dog had, and he is so much better, guys. I have not been to the vets with ear infections for a long time. When was the last time? I think it was January the last time, and it was actually just for Sorolan, because when he gets ear infections really bad, I get emergency Sorolan to calm it down and then continue with my natural remedies. And it worked absolutely brilliant. I had not have to use any of that stuff. Plus, I have over-the-counter backups if I need to, so I don't have to run to the vets for Sorolan, which helps absolutely amazing as well. That's what you have to find out for your dog. Unfortunately, I use a couple of ear cleaners if it gets a little bit worse that I can't treat with the natural stuff anymore, and he gets a few drops of that for a few days, and we get it under control, and we use ice packs and to cool the ear down and everything. So it did work. I have not been to the vets for over 6 months now, 7 months. So yeah, it is amazing. It is amazing. If you want to try it out, just do it. If you want more information, I have a guide below that's free. I also have a paid guide if you want to do that journey yourself. I have a guide below that you can go through yourself. You can check that out. Otherwise, as I said, if you want help, I'm more than happy to help you, because as I said, I want to have way more dogs having a better life, as my dog's been recovered now too. So it is on my heart. It really is. I love helping this dogs in this situation, because I could see my dog suffering so much and it was hurting me really bad. And now that he's better, I just want to scream it out in the world and say, guys, just get this done. Not do it like completely as I did, because every dog is different and every dog reacts different to things. That's why you have to trial and errors. But I can guide you through it and tell you what you could switch out and what you can leave in order to make things work faster. So it is amazing. It has worked for us, and he's way better now. So that's the story of Snoopy. I hope I didn't miss anything, otherwise I'll just do another video about it. And yeah, just let me know in the comments if you have the same troubles, because I'm pretty sure there is shit tons of other people out there that have the same problems and they need help with it. The only thing that you need to do is be open to change, because if you don't want to change, if you want to stick with your kibble and your conventional treats and all your dairy products and treats and all that stuff, unfortunately it won't work. You have to be open to change in a new direction, and if you can do that, I'm your friend. Right, I think that's it. That's my story. It's been quite a long talk, and I'm glad you're still with me if you came this long. And yeah, I will keep doing stories about this because I need people to know about it, as it is amazing. It is amazing what you can do with natural remedies. And yeah, it's not a thing about putting down the vets, absolutely not. As I said before, go there in emergencies to make your dog stop suffering from ear infections if he has an inflammation and stuff like that. And another disclaimer as well, I am not a professional. I'm just a dog mom who figured things out on herself, on her own. Nothing in this guide or in this video should be used as professional advice. It's just my experience. So if you want to go and try that out with your holistic vet or your vet and give some suggestions or whatever, just please go ahead and do this and don't try it on your own. Just a disclaimer. Okay, I switch off for now, and I hope this was helpful for you guys. Like I said, drop the questions in the comments if you got this far. Okay, I'll see you around.